What's going on YouTube? Uberman here. Today we have Bullit mount Prothane. These things will replace my factory motor mounts. Not that there's anything wrong with mine that I can tell. Those are the old motor mounts and they definitely look somewhat worn. So being that this is an 06 with 90,000 miles on the odometer, I figured, you know, why not replace it? To start with, we're going to take off the negative battery cable because on the passenger side we have the starter down there and there's a bolt that is really close to the starter and we don't want any accidents. So we're going to remove the negative battery cable. Because the engine has to be jacked up a couple inches, we are going to unbolt the cold air intake from the heat shield so that when I raise the engine, the cold air intake can raise up with it and we don't end up snapping, breaking something off here. The car's already jacked up. Obviously you want it in first gear, you want wheel chocks, you want both front wheels off the ground, just enough for you to get under it and jack up the motor. Jack stands are a necessity, and from what I can tell so far for these new ones, and there'll be a link in the description to these, but you're going to need an 8mm, one of these bad boys right here. We can get it to focus here. There you go. One of these 8mm fits this absolutely perfect. Some long extensions because you got to get from way down there up here. So the more extensions you got, the better. 13mm, probably a 14 and a 15. And let's get started. All right, so the center bolt on your old mount is going to be a 15mm. I know it's difficult to see, but down there, that's the 15, dead in the center. The ones on the sides over here are going to be 13 on each side. Whew. Alright guys, so this, I'm going to tell you right now, the passenger side is going to be the hardest side to do. It's a pain. You got to lift the motor up a couple inches just to get the bolts and stuff out. I'm trying to maneuver this mount and the bracket. It may just be easier from under the car, and we may need to jack the motor up just a tad more. I think that's about as high as I want to lift it. I'm trying to get the damn thing out, but it's trying to catch on the starter. There we go. There she is. It's the motor mount bracket. There she is. And there she goes. What a pain in the ass. Don't let it fool you guys. It's worth it. These are not going to wear out. Whereas the other ones tend to wear out regularly. Alright, so my suggestion is to start on the passenger side because it's a bitch. Knock it out first. Look at this. Look at all the room you got over here, guys. Everything is just easily accessible right here. Everything nice and easy. There's plenty of room to work with. For the passenger side, you got the AC compressor in the way, all these wire looms in the way. It's a pain in the ass, guys. So do yourself a favor. Knock the passenger side out first, get it back together, and then take a break. Have a beer. We'll be back. Alright guys, we're back. So, down here is a gaping hole. Sorry for the lawnmower noise. It's my neighbors. Nothing I can do about it. This is where the mount used to be. This is the new mount. Alright, obviously this is the bottom. This is the top. We'll wait for this lawnmower to go by. These are interchangeable mounts, meaning there's no wrong way to put them in unless you put them in upside down. So they go in this direction. I'm going to go ahead and install this from the top right here. These are much smaller. They fit down in there. There we go. And we're going to use our old hardware. Just going to get it hand threaded. I'm not going to tighten this completely down yet. You want it to be able to maneuver around just a little bit so that you can get your engine resituated when we lower it from the jack. I know it's difficult to see, but we got that in there next. Fun part, let's pull this mount out, take a look at it. I don't know if it's just me, but that looks broken. What about you guys? What do you think? Yeah. I think this mount may have been broken. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I didn't replace it because I was having any problems with it. I replaced it because I wanted a more solid mount, wanted a stiffer mount. So back under the car we go. And we're gonna install it right here under this brace where the transmission is. At least we're gonna try to get it back where it needs to go, through where the starter is. You guys got to try holding a camera and putting a motor mount in at the same time, because I know somebody's going to bitch about how shaky the video is and how crappy the quality is. There we go. You got to fight that bitch in there, guys, but she'll go. This is difficult, guys. This side sucks ass. Alright, she's back. Crooked, lopsided, I know, but the point is, she's back where she belongs. It's just a matter of bolting her up and lining it up. Alright guys, there she is. She is back in there. Now we're going to have to lower the engine. As you can see, I've got it raised up 2 or so inches. Not too bad. But we're running into a bit of a problem here, because the weather is turning on me. And we may have to pack this stuff up and only get 1/2 of it done today. Let's lock this thing down. There the mount is. She is installed. Looks good. Unfortunately, like I said, the weather has really started turning on me. I'm gonna go ahead and try to knock the other side out. Alright guys, so here we go again. Let me tell you something, I was right. The driver's side, cake walk. Cake walk, guys. Much easier. So much more room. You will need a swivel unless you're some kind of amazing contortionist. You're definitely going to need a swivel. Look up here, guys. Look at all this room. See what I'm saying? So much room to work with under here. The mount itself, the mount bracket, I mean. Look, guys, check this out. You just slide it right here. Right up here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Let's see. I do believe it's going to go on this way right here. Look at that, guys. Granted, I can't. It's not going to stay here, but until I start bolting it up. But look, one hand, guys. One hand slides right in here on top of the mount. Boom. Just like that. Let's lock her down. Let's get this job done. Alright guys, we're done. Ta-da! There's the old motor mounts right there. Alright, So final thoughts on this motor mount swap. Definitely worth it. It feels a whole lot more solid when I'm driving, as I'm shifting gears. It feels like you got more power going to the wheels. Now, I know it's probably placebo effect, but it seems a lot more sensitive as I'm shifting gears. I'm putting it in first and hitting the gas. Like, it really seems like it takes off a lot more instantaneously than it did before. As far as vibration goes, a lot of people are like, oh, these things are horrific. The vibration's horrible. It's really not, guys. Now, maybe my motor mounts were broken, but I don't feel any type of ridiculous vibration. In fact, it feels just like the factory motor mounts, except for when you go to take off in certain, like, first gear and I think in third gear. If you're going slow, you'll feel a slight vibration through the very slight vibration. I mean, nothing major at all, guys. It's almost not even worth mentioning. And for 130 bucks, great swap. And these things are going to last a long time. You can run them hard. You don't have to worry about them cracking and breaking like the old ones. So in my opinion, it's a good buy, it's a good investment, and it's definitely worth the time it took to swap. I did it in about 2 hours, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. It's really not that difficult. Just be patient. But there she is, guys. Another mod, another day. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and be safe out there.